Something fun?
I have made a list of questions. So we don't have a topic for now, but we have a lot of questions, which is like, which
I
will
didn't know
help.
this.
Yeah, so this will help us like have more raw, real, honest, and spontaneous answers to it.
Okay.
Let's try to keep it minimal
Okay.
so that we can have more questions, as in more questions to be answered. Some chats might have 2 questions, so there is a choice,
Okay.
or you can pass. Because
Is it like one by one? Is it rapid fire? What are we doing?
could be anything, whatever your heart calls out to be,
Okay.
right? So go ahead, pick one.
What's a deal breaker that people don't talk about enough? I think growth mindset. If your partner doesn't have a growth mindset, they'll not be open to feedback, they'll not be open to change when it's absolutely required, they'll not be open to growing in general, right? And I think we're not, we should continuously keep growing, because first of all, we're not non-living things. We shouldn't be the same that throughout our lives. And you know, the more we learn, the more we absorb, the more we grow, the better the relationship becomes and the better we become as people. So I think a deal breaker that people don't talk about enough is your partner not having a growth mindset or having a fixed mindset.
You're so good at it.
You want to pick another one? I think.
Okay, I can do this. So the question is, how do you know if you are compatible long term? It's all about efforts. I'll say there's no fixed criteria, there's no yardstick apart from efforts. There could be 2 people which are like poles apart, they can still come together just like us, if both the partners are willing to put in the effort. You can have extreme behaviors, extreme
as in extremely different.
Extremely different behavior, your environment where you grew up, everything could be different.
Yeah.
But if you have found a connection and a spark, and you want to come together and want to make it a long term, nothing can substitute efforts.
Okay.
I guess we both can learn each other's language, each other's interests, values, behaviors, everything, if you're invested into each other as in building this relationship.
Yeah.
I don't think so there is any other factor that can describe if you are compatible long term. Yes, there could be few signs here and there about values and non-negotiables and family values and cultures and all of those things. Again, everything can still be merged if both people are ready to put in the work together.
That's true. Okay. What, all chits have 2 questions or what?
No, you are picking them.
What's the one thing you wish your partner understood without you having to explain it? I think I want to answer personally here. I wish my partner understood my emotions, because my emotions sometimes can be very complex or layered, and I feel like without me having to explain for minutes and hours and sometimes days, I wish you understood where that little need is coming from. You know, like I wish you were able to see the inner child that's within me. I don't have that as a complaint with you right now. I think it takes years to build that you're able to see the inner child that still resides in me, and the emotions that she feels at times. What about you?
To
Same
answer
question.
this only?
Yeah, same question.
What's one thing that your partner understood? Okay. Yeah, for me, it would be like, as you rightly said, it can take a lot of time, years to tune it to each other. So I guess patience is one thing that I know it is tricky for now. But if you see efforts, let's just be a little more patient and supportive in making this more easier for each other to navigate. At times, if I am not able to, let's say in this situation when you said, if I am not able to like understand your emotions and you have a specific need, now it can spill over into our relationship and make it more chaotic. At least in that moment, because you have a need and you feel this need is not fulfilled, and I might be operating from a different spectrum altogether because, hey, I'm not able to understand your need. And then if it becomes tricky, then it is only adding more chaos inside me. So instead of like reaching towards an area where I am able to like understand your emotions or your need or understand the kid inside you, what is it that the kid wants, maybe I'm like trying to like maybe firefight other things that are coming along with it. So for me, it could be like, hey, let's be a little more patient. Let's try new things, new strategies. Because what I have seen in a lot of relationships and in my personal own life story as well, I feel a lot of times our expectation is for the other person to understand the way we want to be understood, rather than understanding their way as well. जो मेरी नीड है मेरे को उसी तरीके से ही पसंद है, मेरे को इसी तरीके से मैं आज तक दाल चावल खाता हूँ, तो मेरे को ऐसा ही चाहिए. आई एम नॉट रेडी टू लाइक एडजस्ट एंड अडैप्ट टू अ न्यू वे ऑफ ईटिंग अ न्यू डिश or the same dish.
So are you saying that you wish that I understood the need for patience more?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And maybe try new things. कि hey, I know let's say during a conflict, or just before it is about to become a conflict, there is a need, unfulfilled need, and you tell me कि hey, I have a need and I know, I could see that you are not able to understand the need. What is it that we can do in this moment to like be more expressive so that you understand what I want, and maybe you are also able to understand, okay, yeah, this is what I can do in my capacity. So maybe we can just write it down instead of like verbally getting into it, because verbally we tend to like
Be more
be more
explosive.
reactive. Explosive could be
Yeah.
the right one.
Okay, let's try it.
Yeah. I just answered. It's your turn.
I just asked the same question to you.
It's okay.
Okay. How would you know if someone is genuinely interested or just bored in you, or like in
In a
general?
relationship.
In a relationship, as in genuinely interested in you as a
Yeah,
person.
yeah. This podcast, this reel, this everything is all about relationship.
How would you know if someone is genuinely interested or just bored? I think curiosity. If someone's genuinely interested in you, they would look at you as a subject they really want to learn.
Subject.
I see it that way, right? That if I'm genuinely interested in you, if you remember when we started to get to know each other and we started dating or whatever that period was, I would ask you so many questions. Like I would be like, no, tell me, tell me what about this, what about that, and I still do. Although I do think I know you much more now in the last 2 years, but yeah, I would ask such questions just to get to know you, read you, learn you, right? And I think that shows genuine interest.
That's true. Subject का नाम है लेकिन, right? So this has two questions. I'll answer one. I'll pass on the next one to you. What's the difference between dating your spouse versus being married to them?
You want to answer this, or am I answering this? My favorite.
Your favorite, then you go ahead.
No, you answer. I want to know from you.
It's a lot different, bro. Dating your spouse is still like you can navigate because you are at a distance. I guess it has both its...
Dating your spouse. Okay, your question is that before you got married, when you were dating.
Yeah.
Oh,
What
so-
else did you think?
Oh, dating your spouse and like continuing the dating life even when you're married.
No.
So the difference between dating and marriage, you want
The
to
difference between girlfriend and a wife.
say. Okay.
Right? So I believe it comes with its own package of both the things, both the emotions, extreme ends of the spectrum. From the other side of the spectrum, which is like a bit onto your nerves, is like now you get to spend the whole day
And
forever,
night, and day and night and day and
again
night.
and again. So you get to like, while you are just dating your spouse, I believe you're trying to like understand each other, know about each other more, about your personal life. But when you start living with someone, when you are married, you also tend to like see them deeply. How they wake up, how they sleep, how they navigate through tasks and different routines and chores and everything. And it is highly possible that the way you operate in life and the way other person operate in life is not going to like come and supersede. And then there is this place where this friction comes, which I personally feel the way I want to like keep the bathroom clean and the way you want to just use the bathroom. Maybe you don't even have this invitation to keep the bathroom. It gets frustrating at times, which in my dating life I never got to know about it because we were not like living together, or even if we were there traveling together for a day or two, it was like manageable. You want to like just rug it under the carpet. ठीक है यार, मतलब क्या हो गया, 2 दिन की बात है, आप कर लो, चल जाएगा. But when you start living together, it could be different. At the same time, it's very easy to like, not easy I'll say, but it's very important to like keep communicating and operate with patience. क्योंकि किसी ने अगर वो 30 साल तक नहीं किया, अब आप नहीं एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते. आपने 3 बार बोल दिया कि यार मेरे को ऐसे रखना पसंद है, मेरे को ऐसा जीना पसंद है, और दूसरा आदमी चौथे दिन से वो करना शुरू कर दे. आप AI नहीं ट्रेन कर रहे हो. इट्स अ ह्यूमन बिहेवियर. इट विल टेक टाइम. सो एज अ पार्टनर, माई पार्ट इज टू बी वेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग अबाउट इट एंड कीप नजिंग इट हेयर एंड देयर इन अ पॉजिटिव वे. मैं थोड़ा सरकाजम दे देता हूँ, लेकिन मैं बोल रहा हूँ पॉजिटिव वे ही वर्क करेगा, सरकाजम नहीं वर्क करेगा. आई बिलीव दैट इज वन थिंग. एट द सेम टाइम व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट द अदर साइड ऑफ द स्पेक्ट्रम इज लाइक, bro, you finally have someone to like come back to home to. Matlab, you have your life to share with someone. So every happiness, every small event gets amplified. It just gets bigger, grande ho jata hai wo, hai na wo. It becomes like magnanimous, even the small things. Even if you are feeling sad about something, you have someone to like divide your pain with, or your story with someone. Ki, hey, I lost in football today, I'm not feeling good. And she is there to like help me, support me, make food for me while I come back from a game. So these are small things that I'm talking about, but at least you have someone who is ready, who is there to like pour into your bucket with so much of love, care, and attention. So I believe that is also one of the biggest advantages of being married, so that you have some to share your life with.
Makes sense. So I do have a follow-up question to this, what you just said. Yes. Yes.
That was not a part of the game.
To what extent should we try to change the person into the way that we do things? And to what extent we reach a point where we're like, okay, they're flawed this way, it's okay, it's cute, I love them regardless.
Yeah. So when you ask me about to what extent, I believe to the extent where it is healthy for the relationship, first of all, and for the other person also to feel like, yeah, it's a good thing for the relationship, and it is in my capacity to do that. If a person goes to an extent ki, hey, maybe I'm losing my identity in this way, then I feel the person might do it for the sake of a relationship, but it is not sustainable.
So these are big things you're talking about. Let's take smaller things, right? For example, you may do something well. Let's say let's take the same example. You may clean the bathroom spick and span really well every time you shower, right? And I'm not good at that. But then there are things that I do better in the marriage or in our day-to-day that you may have no idea about, or you don't know how to do them well. So then should we then balance it out that way, that okay, I don't expect you to do this because you haven't learned that over 30 something years, and you don't expect me to be spick and span about this thing because I haven't done that for so many years, right? So that's also a midway, right? That these are your departments, these are mine.
That is, for me, that's not a midway. For me, it's like, okay, I'm good and proficient at this way, and now you start ignoring me on these subjects because I have never done that. Similarly, if you are great at something, I'm sure as partners, we want each other to keep coming towards each other. It's not like, or if it is something technical or skill based, I'm not expecting you to come and play football with me. This is not I'm expecting, right? So yeah, that area I'm good with doing it by myself. Let's say it's all about navigating chores and lifestyle and other things in marriage. So the midway would be maybe if I'm doing it at 90, I'm not telling you to even come down to 60 or 70. Let's say we talk about just cleaning the bathroom. I'm not asking you to do it every day. Maybe once a month you just book a urban clap and get it cleaned. So I'm not telling you to do it. Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying.
I mean, as long as the task is done.
As long as the task is done.
Right. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't, in a lot of relationships in the previous generation, we have seen people get very hung up on these little things, that you don't do the dishes or you don't do this, right? How about I don't do it, but I have the resources to outsource it and help you in another way?
Or we just talk about it. Hey, I'll cook the food today and can you help me with the dishes?
Yeah.
So it's like sharing your responsibilities.
Yeah.
And when we do it together, when we are in that shared space together, it's not about the task, it's about the time spent together.
And I think the biggest gap there is, as compared to our relationship, let's say, or in previous relationships, what I've seen that people don't discuss it from the get-go. आज उन्हें किसी चीज का बुरा लगा जो उनके पार्टनर ने किया, they brushed it under the carpet, they kept it. They'll keep it 7 times, 8 times, 70 times. 71st time, they're going to burst, right? It's going to be resentment that has built over 3 years, let's say, right? So I think communicating from day one is very important, and not wait for when it becomes really bad, because the other person doesn't have an idea that 70 times, say, you've been
holding on to it. Yeah. At the same time, also being appreciative about the small tasks which you are not in a habit of doing, but you did it because the other person likes it this way, and you did it. Let's say every time I get flowers, which was not in my mind and body stored, and if I do it and every time you appreciate it, I want to do more.
Yeah.
Right. So similarly, if you help me cleaning things here and there or maintaining the house, I become more respectful and grateful about it, and it's like, wow, it feels great. So these positive affirmation always helps in reinforcing into a progressive steps.
And that's the underlying practice that we've never discussed it, but we've had, and we've kind of mirrored each other and learned from each other, that every single time we do this with each other, that even if one of us gets the plates out or puts the plates back in, or any little thing also, we make sure we say thank you. I think it's become very automated. That we appreciate the gesture.
So we are not taking our life for granted. Right? Even small chores. कि ये तो उसकी ड्यूटी यार, क्या हो गया, प्लेट रख दी तो हाँ रख दी तो आप भी रख सकते थे, लेकिन अगर कोई दूसरा रख रहा है तो just be grateful.
Yeah. And because we're grateful for such small things, when it becomes bigger, let's say you getting me flowers, I think I end up appreciating it 3-4 times. Oh, they're so cute, they're so nice, thank you so much, things like that, right? And that is true. Anybody, and it applies to all humans, positive reinforcement makes them want to do more.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
I have a good question for you.
For me.
Yeah. What marriage advice sounds good but is actually terrible?
It's an advice that has been coming through the previous generations, I would say, for years in the brown culture. I would say the advice is compromise. It may sound good to certain people that हाँ यार compromise तो करना पड़ता है relationship में, लेकिन why it's not good is because nobody explains what compromise means, right? I think the better word would be just be flexible.
I had
just
the
be
same word.
Accommodating, right? That it's not compromise, because what people mistake compromise for is losing your identity, losing what you want, right? So they never speak up. They won't speak up for 10 years, and suddenly the 11th year so much resentment has built that they become suddenly someone else, right? They suddenly read a book and know now how to set boundaries. 10 साल से आप boundaries नहीं set कर रहे थे, and suddenly you start setting boundaries. Obviously there's going to be a knee-jerk reaction from everyone else in the family. So compromise does not mean lose your identity or lose yourself just to accommodate everyone else. I think it means that be flexible, learn their ways, they'll learn your ways, and find a new normal. What was normal for you, what was normal for them might have looked poles apart, but together you can build the new normal. And again, like you said, it takes time. It takes time and patience.
I'll pick the next. I guess it's been answered. How did your relationship change after your marriage?
For us, I think that's oh, you know what? Actually, my couple client yesterday asked me this, that, how have your values evolved in your term of relationship? And I said the marriage changed a lot. Marriage changed a lot for us, even our relationship values, right? So yeah, I mean, when you're dating and when you're married, it's two different things. I mean, when we were dating, I will personally, from my example, I had a lot of anxiety. Honestly, I had a lot of anxiety because we didn't live together. So I didn't know him fully, right? Like the ins and outs, what happens when he wakes up, what is he thinking, what kind of mood he is in, when he goes to bed, all of those things I didn't know. So that gap in information made me anxious, right? I do have anxious attachment that is coming from like a long time in my life, although it's gotten better, but it would play out in my head. And ever since we got married, slowly and steadily it's become more predictable, more certain, more reliable. Like I was telling you a few days ago, that I've reached a point where I can trust him. I can actually do a trust fall with him and I know he'll catch me. And not just the exercise, but I know if I'm breaking down or in trouble, he'll be my first call. Hey, I got in trouble. Can you come help me out? And he won't be angry at me. He won't be pointing fingers at me. He will actually save me. And that's what marriage does. I think it makes it more predictable and certain. Okay. Signs you're healing from toxic love. You're still stuck in it. Or, wait, what? Your handwriting, I'm so sorry. I think you should read the questions.
What are the signs that you feel you are healing from a toxic love versus still stuck in it?
Healing from toxic love. I think expecting your new partner who's healthy and safe to do the same things as your unhealthy partner did, right? If you keep predicting in that they'll do something bad, but they don't, and then being preemptively reactive, you end up reacting before they even have the time to respond to you. Something goes wrong and you end up reacting, predicting that they'll behave like your ex did. That's one of the signs that you're still stuck in it. Healing would be very internal, I would feel, that you would know on your inside that when your nervous system has relaxed, when you can just be, your body is not tense, you're not always hyper vigilant. Oh, what is he going to say? What is he going to do? What's going to happen? What conflict we're going to get into? This fear, this angst would go away slowly. It'll start reducing. That's a sign of healing. Yeah. You answer the next one. I'll ask you. How do you rebuild self-worth after a toxic relationship?
Oh, that's a powerful question. मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि it's like I have given this analogy to myself. After a toxic relationship or after any breakup, I feel you can find yourself in a wet sand. कि आप वो दलदल में फंसे हुए हो And it is very important for yourself to find ways and routes and tools and techniques to come to the shore to find stable grounds. अगर आप उस टाइम पे रिप्लेसमेंट ढूंढोगे, आपको लग रहा है कि वॉइड क्रिएट हो गया लाइफ में और यू आर चेजिंग अनदर रिलेशनशिप, अनदर पार्टनर, ट्राइंग टू रिप्लेस इट विद समवन, वो आप थोड़ा टाइम कर लोगे बट इट इज़ नॉट सस्टेनेबल अनलेस यू हैव पुट इन द वर्क योर सेल्फ टू बेसिकली एफर्ट लग रहा है ना, आप दलदल से निकल के आप बाहर जा रहे हो, एक स्टेबल ग्राउंड्स पे जा रहे हो. Yes, you might need help and support. Friends and family or anyone else in the world could be that support, but don't replace it with another relationship for now. अगर आपने अपने ऊपर काम नहीं किया है, आप वापस से दलदल में पहुंच जाओगे बहुत जल्दी. और अगर ऐसा हुआ है, आप देख लेना, ये इसी वजह से हुआ है क्योंकि आपने अपने ऊपर काम नहीं किया. आपकी सेल्फ वर्थ अभी भी अटैच्ड है लोगों की वैलिडेशन के साथ, इसलिए आप वहां पहुंच जाओगे. अगर आपने अपने ऊपर काम किया, यू विल फाइंड न्यू ज़ील, कॉन्फिडेंस, क्लैरिटी इन योर सेल्फ. और आप उस, मेरे को तो लगता है सबसे बढ़िया टाइम होता है ब्रेकअप के बाद. आपको कितना टाइम मिलता है यार अपने लिए. तो मुझे तो ऐसा लगता है कि when you are dating someone, a lot of your time goes into like investing into or growing into that relationship. Once you are out of it, rather than even thinking about that person and still spending more time, अरे use it for yourself यार. आप करो ना, आपको बुक्स पढ़नी थी, आप बुक्स पढ़ो, आपको गिटार क्लासेस ज्वाइन करनी थी, वो करो. आपको अपने दोस्तों के साथ हैंग आउट करना था, जाओ. कब से गोवा जाने की सोच रहे हो, जाओ ना यार. क्यों नहीं करे, अपने ऊपर काम करो, अपने ऊपर ध्यान दो. दिस इज द गोल्डन पीरियड बिकॉज सून, see there is no denial, you want a connection in life because we all does. आप पहुंच जाओगे वापस से एक और रिलेशनशिप में और ऑन अ डेटिंग ऐप, बट यूज दिस टाइम, बिफोर जो टाइम है, जो गैप है, उसको अपने लिए इन्वेस्ट करो. उससे बढ़िया कोई जर्नी नहीं है.
Become your own lover first. Yeah. Makes sense.
ना उठाओ ये. कैसा कर रहा है?
What's the biggest lie people tell themselves? What's the biggest lie people tell themselves about modern dating? That I have a lot of options. I think that's a very big lie that people tell, because obviously if you go to Bumble, Tinder, Hinge and all those things now, it looks like you have a lot of options, but it's that marketing principle. What is that? The paradox of choice. You think you have a lot of choice, but it's a paradox. You don't actually. क्यों? क्योंकि कहीं ना कहीं आपको पता ही नहीं कि ये जो 10 डब्बे पड़े हैं आपके सामने, इनमें से आपको कौन सा डब्बा उठाना है, राइट? यू गो टू अ सुपरमार्केट with a lot of money, with no list of what you actually wanted, you're gonna end up getting all random junk. जो भी सबसे flashy दिख रहा था उन racks पे, आप वो उठा के ले आओगे और घर आके पता चलेगा, अरे यार जो actually चाहिए था, आलू, भिंडी, दही, वो सब तो आप लाए नहीं, right? And you got all the flashy things. And I think that's what we end up doing in modern dating, that we go out there and we're like, जो भी सबसे चमकदार, सबसे flashy दिख रहा है, let me get them home, let me try, and then you realize that this is not what I wanted. So first, I think you get clear on what do you really want in a relationship.
और at the same time, it could happen, as you said, कि आपको जो चाहिए था वो तो आया नहीं. It could be a repeat as well. So you will end up finding the same partner again, which was not healthy for you earlier, because it's a repetition. Because very rightly, as very well put, you said you go to a supermarket without having a list. Nice.
Yeah.
What dating advice would you give to your younger self?
I think we should both answer this. You go ahead first.
You go ahead now.
Okay. What dating advice I would give to my younger self? I would say, do not lose hope. There is definitely a lot of love coming your way and you deserve it. Absolutely. I think I wouldn't change anything about my dating life when I look back. It led me here. I would just tell her to have patience and never lose the belief in love.
For me, being a man, I would say invest more into understanding women's complex emotions, because as men, we tend to become very logical, and it's not gonna work. It never worked. It will never work. So to my younger self, I would say or to my future self and current self as well, it's very important to invest into understanding the complex emotions that a woman goes through. It's not about just an event. It's also about cyclical, because women are on a cycle. And it's very important because with cycle, there is an upheaval of emotions every time. So it's very important to be more mindful, be more present, be more concerned, and be more loving as and when the emotions changes.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. How long should it take someone to get over someone?
I have been telling this to my friends मैंने जितनों को देखा है बर्बाद होते हुए, एक ब्रेकअप हो गया और आपकी सबसे पहले क्या होता है, आपकी प्लेलिस्ट चेंज हो जाती है। इतने गंदे गाने आप सुनते हो, मतलब कहाँ से आपका लॉ ऑफ अट्रैक्शन उस टाइम पे इतना स्ट्रांग होता है ना कि आपको सारे दर्द भरे गाने मिलते हैं, टूटे दिल वाले दर्द भरे गाने। आपको अपने दोस्तों के साथ अब शराबें पीनी है, आपको ये सब करना है, नशे करने हैं। मेरे को लगता है द फर्स्ट थिंग इज डोंट डू दिस। फॉर मी यू कैन गेट ओवर इट द नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग। ऐसा कहीं नहीं लिखा, कहीं बाइबल में, किसी गीता में, किसी कुरान में कहीं नहीं लिखा कि आपको अपने अगले 6 महीने खराब करने हैं, अपार्ट फ्रॉम हाउ इट हैज़ बिन रोमांटिसाइज्ड इन बॉलीवुड कि आपको अब वो देवदास बन जाना है। वो कौन सी मूवी आई थी, कबीर खान, क्या कौन था वो जो बाइक पे घूमता था एक आदमी, मतलब कुछ भी यार, मतलब आपको वो सब नहीं करने की जरूरत है। डोंट फॉलो ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स बिकॉज व्हाट इज इट दैट यू आर लूजिंग इज योर सेल्फ इन दैट प्रोसेस। आपको पता चल गया अब आपने एक गलत मोड़ ले लिया, इसका ये मतलब नहीं है अब आप उस पर चलते रहो। द नेक्स्ट यू टर्न यू फाइंड, यू कम बैक। So there is no defined time to it. The moment you realize, hey, I am getting into bad habits, or this is not healthy for my emotional or mental health, or my lifestyle, or my current relationships as well. So you come back to yourself, come back to neutrality, find grounding, find people, find support who help you. Be calm, and then start a new chapter in your life.
Yeah, it's okay to grieve the loss of a relationship, and there's no right amount of time. कुछ लोगों को लगेंगे 10 दिन, कुछ लोगों को लग जाएंगे 10 महीने, but you need to have the discernment कि आप कितने टाइम खुद को बार बार उस लूप में डाल रहे हो when you could have gotten out of it. Awesome.
Finally.
What's a green flag that people think is a red flag? I would say spending time with yourself, right? So you meet someone, you start dating someone, and I've seen a lot of, and sorry women for calling you out, but not sorry. Women do this, that यार वो अपने साथ बहुत टाइम स्पेंड करता है, he goes to play every day, he goes to do this every day, he does that every day. I think that's what's building him to be a healthy and fulfilled man, or fulfilled person for that matter. A lot of people take spending time with themselves. जब आपके पार्टनर खुद के साथ समय बिता रहे हैं ना, चाहे वो बुक पढ़ना हुआ, कुछ खेलना हुआ, मेडिटेट करना हुआ, उस चीज़ को लोग एज अ रेड फ्लैग देखते हैं इनिशियल डेटिंग फेजेस में, एज कम्पेयर टू अ ग्रीन फ्लैग. इट इज़ अ ग्रीन फ्लैग, क्योंकि अभी इन द फर्स्ट 2-3 मंथ्स आपको ऐसा लगेगा कि यार इसका ना सारा टाइम मुझे मिल जाए, इसे मुझसे बातें करता रहे एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. बट 3 साल बाद, वंस यू आर मैरिड और इन अ लॉन्ग टर्म रिलेशनशिप, 3 साल बाद इवन यू वुडंट वांट कि वो अपना पूरा टाइम आप ही पे लगा रहे, राइट? तो 3 साल बाद कैसे वो प्रैक्टिस कर पाएंगे इंडिपेंडेंस जब आपने फर्स्ट 3 मंथ्स में वो बिल्ड ही नहीं होने दी? सो सेल्फ रिलायंस, spending time with yourself is, I think, very important and is a green flag.
Nice. Last question for the day. I guess we both can answer this. What's something no one tells you about the first year of marriage?
Everything.
Last but not the least.
Everything. I've been saying this, my God, कि as a woman आप अपनी पूरी जिंदगी सुनते हो, ओ तेरी शादी में ये करेंगे, तेरी शादी होगी, एक राजकुमार आएगा, ऑल ऑफ दैट. बट कोई ये नहीं बताता कि शादी एक्चुअली होता क्या है भाई. नो वन टॉक्स टू यू अबाउट द रियलिटीज ऑफ अ मैरिज, राइट? नो वन टॉक्स टू यू अबाउट हाउ इट वुड फील टू कंप्लीटली सडनली शिफ्ट योर आइडेंटिटी. मतलब सो मच सो दैट, और ये ना धीरे धीरे पता चलता है, धीरे धीरे निकल के आती है. अभी दिवाली आने वाली है, तो कल ही बैठ के मैं इसके सामने रोने लग गई, खुशी के आंसू, क्योंकि आई वॉज रीप्लेइंग व्हाट माई दिवालीज हैव बिन. मतलब बचपन से किस तरीके से मैंने दिवाली मनाई है, और ऑब्वियसली किसी और के घर में सेम एग्जैक्ट डिटो तो नहीं मनाई जाएगी. that little difference hit me so much, and I've been proudly saying since all my life कि नहीं I'm तो not religious, I'm तो not traditional. लेकिन कल मैं अपने दिवाली रिचुअल्स के बारे में बैठ कर रो रही थी. किसी ने मुझे नहीं बताया कि you're gonna miss these things. किसी ने नहीं बताया कि कुछ दिन बहुत अच्छा लगेगा, कुछ दिन बहुत बुरा लगेगा, ups and downs इतने आएंगे कि you fell in love with this man, लेकिन everyone that he comes with, the extension, the family, the habits, the day-to-day things, everyone will be looking at you and expecting that you fit really well, just like he fits. But you're a new person here. काश ये बातें किसी ने मुझसे की होती, लेकिन अगर की भी होती तो मुझे लगता नहीं पता चलता until you actually experience it. So the first year of marriage is all about building that new identity, new rituals, new traditions with your partner. Yeah.
One of my friends told me this. कि अजन पहले साल, शादी के पहले साल, your parents will have complaints with you because for them it will be like our son is going away from us, and which is obvious. ऐसा नहीं है कि मतलब आई एम टेलिंग इट इन अ वेरी जेनरिक मैनर, ऐसा नहीं है कि आपका रिलेशन आपके पेरेंट्स के साथ बहुत अच्छा था पहले, जैसा भी था, लेकिन अभी उनको कंप्लेंट्स होगी क्योंकि उनको लगेगा जो उनका हक था अब वो धीरे धीरे वो हक जा रहा है, अब आप किसी और के साथ ज़्यादा टाइम स्पेंड कर रहे हो या किसी और के ओपिनियंस को आप ज़्यादा मैटर कर रहे हो, तो यू विल फाइंड सम बिट ऑफ फ्रिक्शन देयर विद योर पेरेंट्स, पर्टिकुलरली पेरेंट्स और योर क्लोज फैमिली मेम्बर्स। तो जो मैंने भी अपने मैरिज लाइफ में थोड़ा बहुत ऑब्जर्व किया कि हाँ ये हो सकता है ऐसा, और शायद ये उसी का ही रिफ्लेक्शन है। अगेन द इंटेंट इज नॉट रॉन्ग, आई एम नॉट डाउटिंग द इंटेंट ऑन एनी वन, but it's about this is something that changes during the first year of the marriage because it's a new person that has come or that has added to the family now, and everyone wants to have their own space and share in life, in each other's life. तो वहाँ पर एक थोड़ा सा फ्रिक्शन क्रिएट होता है, which again it's a lot of investment on a guy's perspective if a female is moving into his house, because now he has to manage, build and navigate relationship again. आपका अपने पेरेंट्स के साथ एक नया रिलेशनशिप बिल्ड होता है, आपका अपनी वाइफ के साथ तो आप कर ही रहे हो, आपका अपने सोशल सेटिंग में एक बिल्कुल चेंज हो जाता है, आपका खुद के साथ भी बहुत ज़्यादा चेंज हो जाता है. सो आई बिलीव दिस इज समथिंग दैट यू कैन, एज शी राइटली मेंशन, ये आप खुद एक्सपीरियंस करके ही करोगे. आपको कोई कितना ही बता दे कॉन्सेप्चुअली, येस यू माइट बी एबल टू लाइक कनेक्ट द डॉट्स नाउ, दिस इज हैपनिंग बिकॉज समवन सेड मी द कॉन्सेप्ट अर्लियर, and it's up to you how patient you understand the concepts and navigate through actual reality of life.
Yeah, nice. Good job, partner.
मजा आया?